into it.
Sounds good.
Hello. Hey, make sure I have my microphone on. I guess I should have done that beforehand, but hello. It's the Tuesday night comic book preview stream here at Fantasy Books and Games. I'm Aaron. This is Sam.
Hey, what's up?
And we got a couple of special things planned for today. I got maybe a secret surprise I'm going to drop on you and anybody that might be watching. We got a special guest that's going to come by a little bit later. There's some really cool comics coming out tomorrow that I'm really excited about. There's some new stuff, several new number ones actually. I saw. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. You know how we like to do. We like to start with these facsimiles.
Yeah.
And
is the surprise related to the facsimile?
It kind of is.
Okay.
It's going to be a surprise to you because you weren't in the last episode. That was Susie that was doing that. So first facsimile we got coming out tomorrow is the classic Granddaddy facsimile, Batman Detective Comics, I should say. But it is the first appearance of Batman. Detective Comics 29. This book came out in, I really like that the date is on there, 1939. I always get the 7s and the 9s mixed up. But yeah, I mean, do I even need to show off this comic at this point? Like, still, it's very cool, just getting to read the first Batman story. And as I have said, the quality of DC's reprints is just really, really good. Like, it's just fantastic. So I am a big fan, and I kind of like that they've been just putting out pretty frequent reprints of this book, just kind of keeping it out there for people that want it,
right?
So that even the reprints now don't get inflated price. It's just like you just wait a little while, DC will put out another one,
right?
So that's really cool. So one of the things, like this is kind of related to this, but I figured we're going to go ahead and announce it at the top of the stream here. So you weren't here last week, but we opened a blind bag for Queen in Black with Susie and I, and we had a lot of fun kind of opening it up, and we decided, what the heck, let's just give away the comic to somebody that's watching the stream.
Nice.
So I figured, you know what? I love these facsimiles so much. Why not just, hand some out to people that are watching? And now I'm not going to hand out the newest stuff. I'm sorry. But I got a lot of old facsimiles that I love.
Yes.
And I figured, so in honor of Detective Comics coming out tomorrow, I also have, this came out a few years ago, Detective Comics number 411. This is the first appearance of Talia al Ghul.
Oh.
And this is a facsimile reprint. This issue originally came out in 1971.
Okay.
And if you're watching the stream right now, just toss a comment, say that you like Batman, or say I am the Knight. Yeah. Say type I am the Knight. You gotta type I am the Knight, and you gotta be a customer at our store because I'm not mailing this. You gotta come in and get it. But I'll put it behind the counter for you. This Batman and Batgirl, Detective Comics 411, first appearance of Talia al Ghul, free to whoever's watching. Because
I am the Knight.
Yeah, just type that comment in there because we appreciate you. We at the store, we like our customers, and they're cool people. Okay, but that's not the only facsimile coming out. And also, I realize that there is a delay on the stream, so we're just going to keep talking. But when that comment comes in, we'll catch it and we'll grab it, and I'll hold the book for you. But another facsimile coming out tomorrow. This is kind of one of those like half facsimiles. This is Clive Barker's Pinhead.
Oh.
Pinhead.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser, exactly. So this comic book, I think, originally came out in 1993.
Okay.
And so Boom is putting a reprint of this out as the first issue. And like I said, it's one of those kind of like a half facsimile because it was originally published by Marvel, so it doesn't have all the original Marvel House ads, and it also has like new ads for Boom, because Boom is the one putting this out.
So there's Boom is relatively new.
Exactly.
Company,
so
right?
there's some ads in the back here for like Boom's horror stuff, but still pretty neat that they're putting out this reprint of classic 90s horror. And like Hellraiser. I mean, I like the classic 90s art here. This is written by D.G. Chichester, art by Dario Carrasco Jr. I'm not familiar with Dario's pencils, but D.G. Chichester, I do know him as a writer. He wrote Daredevil for a while in the 90s.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty cool that they're putting that out. It's just not the type of facsimile we see every day on this. It's like every week there's a facsimile coming up, but usually it's a Marvel or a DC thing. So very excited to see this. Another one of those half facsimiles coming out is Transformers, the movie.
Oh.
This is the B cover, which is the original cover that you would have seen for this. And the A cover is a new cover. But I Am the Night. There you go. Hey, Zach, thank you for watching. All right, I'll put that behind the counter for you. Zach's also the one who got the Queen in Black sketch cover.
Oh, man.
The nice thing though, Zach, is that since we don't have to wait on Susie to sketch on this, you can just pick it up tomorrow. Or that's a little dig at Susie, but she's not watching the stream, so I don't have to worry about it.
Congrats, Zach.
Yeah, congratulations, Zach. Thank you for watching. So Transformers the movie. This is the third and final issue. Wraps up the retelling of the 1986, 85 movie. I always kind of forget the year. But it's a fun comic series. It pretty much follows the movie exactly,
right? But
in a very truncated form. Like it's like a compressed storytelling because they got to fit the whole movie, the 90-minute movie into 3 issues.
Yeah.
This issue also has my favorite characters, the Junktron. What are they called? The Junk characters. They're at the Junk Capital. This character in the movie is voiced by Eric Idle of Monty Python. And that scene is also where they play the Weird Al song "Dare to Be Stupid," which that's how Al made it. He got onto an official movie soundtrack. So Transformers the movie, you got the classic cover and the original here. Also coming out tomorrow. This is not really a facsimile, but it is a reprint of old material, and this is Tank Girl. Ooh. I guess I won't say I'm like a huge fan of Tank Girl because I've not read a ton of Tank Girl, but I really like and respect Tank Girl as like a cool, quirky 90s comic. And so this is a reprint of, this is the Super Summer Special. This is a reprint of something by the original creators, Alan Martin and Jamie Hewlett, and this was originally published in 1990 in a serialized in a magazine. I forget which magazine.
Yeah.
This is the original story, the whole thing, just in a single one-shot issue. I have to be a little careful about which pages I turn to because Tank Girl is definitely an adult comic. But I think I just really like Tank Girl. I even like that corny movie.
I was gonna mention the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of love the movie.
Right. It's
pretty bonkers.
Pretty bonkers. That's bonkers, exactly right. I have a soft spot for Tank Girl. This is gonna feel like kind of silly, but like, do you know what else Jamie Hewlett is famous for co-creating?
That name sounds really
even
familiar.
more famous than Tank Girl.
He's not like Hewlett of Hewlett Packard or anything, is he?
No. Jamie Hewlett is the co-creator of the Gorillaz, the band, the Gorillaz.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so like he did all the art, he designed all the characters because it's a fake band, right?
Yeah.
So the guy from Blur wrote all the music, and Jamie Hewlett did all the design work, and they created this visual audio experience. And once you got Gorillaz money, you can kind of just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is actually really neat reading this because this is before Gorillaz. This is early in his career, so you can see it's like, I don't know, just like the raw art of his style. So I really enjoy it. This is really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the one, like Gorillaz. I like Gorillaz, but I think it's another one of those things where I just really respect it because it's co-created by an artist, and it just has that visual flair to it.
Yeah.
And and a comic book artist, no less. Like, it's not just some design guy. Like, not to be dismissive of all you graphic designers out there, but it's like you can tell that there was like, it was a cool comic book guy that came up with those concepts. All right, let's move on. I've been doing a lot of talking here about facsimiles and reprints. What's something new that you read that you want to talk about, Sam?
I read the Omega book.
Oh, okay.
That comes out tomorrow by James Patrick, art by Paul Junqueira.
All right.
I'm saying that right, and then lettered by Pat Brazu.
All right. So what is this book? Because I have no idea.
It is so cool. It is a book about this scientist who basically invents something that breaks down the pieces of the mysteries of the universe.
Okay.
And he dies in mysterious circumstances. There are a lot of interested parties who are trying to get his discoveries, but he leaves it to his son, who they didn't have like a really good relationship. His son's a priest, you know, he believes in God, doesn't believe in a lot of the science that overshadowed him as a kid, you know. And so he gets left this locker with these goggles that can look into we're talking about big stuff here.
Yeah,
that's why I'm struggling for my words. Yeah, that allow him to see into the mysteries of the universe, and there are these people after him. This book was great. It had a really strong first issue. I definitely like the prose style and the captions.
Okay.
You know, as the story kind of like unveils itself, it was very good.
Yeah, it looks really cool. The concept is nice, cool art.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. I didn't get a chance to read this, so now I'm definitely gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, it
looks
really
good. Well, very cool.
Yeah.
I have a couple of other new number ones. I don't think I was excited about either of these as you are about.
Okay.
What was it? The Omega.
The Omega book.
The Omega book. So I picked up these two books. Both of them. Let's go with this one first. This is the Smart Division.
Okay.
And I don't know if you saw this one. This one's kind of like it's like a cyberpunk neo-noir detective, like a little bit in the very, very near future.
Yeah.
So oops, there we go. Just trying to find my button. There we are. So yeah, it's I like the art a lot.
Okay.
This beautiful.
Like the page layout.
Yeah, page layout's really good. I like this kind of like stylization where you kind of get like this crowd scene and like different characters kind of pop in different ways depending on where like their purpose in the story, you know. Just looks really really nice.
Yeah.
Really really good looking. This like
Ooh.
this nice little layout here of like the car
Yeah.
driving. Yeah, very very good. But like I didn't read the whole thing, so I need to sit down and read the whole thing before I make a final judgment on it.
Kind of gathering, did the story not?
The story didn't. It was a little. I think it took a little too long to get to its hook. You know, it was kind of like doing a slow burn, like kind of setting up these characters, and I wasn't quite sure where it was going, and like the cyberpunk nature of it is really like underplayed. Like it's supposed to be in the very, very, very near future, like in a few years, not like in like 10 or 20 years.
Gotcha.
So I liked the art enough that I'm gonna check it out, but like I wasn't like immediately gripped. You know what I mean? Also coming out tomorrow, another kind of twist on a detective story is Chechu. I assume that's how it's pronounced. I don't actually know. But this is written by, I should also say that the Smart Division, this book here, I believe it is written by the same guy who did Kill All Immortals, which is another book where I was like, it's pretty good, but it didn't totally like click with me. You know what I mean?
On the basis of like the writing or the art?
Just the general storytelling. Like I don't mean for this to sound like a pejorative, but it definitely feels more like TV writing than comic book writing. And I think that's why it didn't hook me right away, because I'm a very impatient person. I have a million comic books to read, you know. Also Chechu, which this one has like a more familiar setup. It takes place in 1979, and it's about a 19-year-old girl who's essentially going on a road trip to meet up with her estranged uncle. And then they get wrapped up in some shenanigans, like crime shenanigans. And they sort of like become unwilling partners while they try to solve this mystery. And it like takes place in Hollywood, so there's like a fame and celebrity aspect to it. I don't want to like go over all the specific plot details, but this, like I said, this one was a little bit easier to grok like where it was going and what it was about. And yeah, again, it looks nice. Again, not like fully. It's more like because it's not like full noir, but it's like a little bit. It's like that 70s. I mean, it takes place in 1979, so it has that kind of like 70s detective vibe. It's like detective mixed with road movie, like a road trip movie. So yeah, solid first issue though.
Okay, cool.
All right. Speaking of not necessarily first issues, but a new jumping on point, we have Absolute Superman 22 comes out. I've been reading and enjoying this series. I thought the last arc wrapped up nicely. This is a nice standalone issue, so like if you haven't really been following it, you can just jump in and grab this. It says it's interesting because it says a new story starts here, but it really is. I guess technically a new story does, but it's like a standalone issue. Like it's like
starts and finishes.
For the most part, I mean, this is where I get kind of snobby, where it feels just like a classic comic book storytelling, where it's like the whole issue has a substantial. There's setup for future stuff, but there's a single story told in this issue, which some comics don't really do anymore.
No.
But yeah, so I guess I don't want to. What's interesting about this issue, I do feel like part of the reason it feels like a classic issue to me is because it just jumps right into the action. Like we can just see on the first couple of pages here instantly, like Superman is like, well, this happened and then I went and did this and now we're in the middle of a fight. Like it's like I kind of appreciated the simple exposition of just I thought I might check this out and now I'm fighting a supervillain kind of a thing. But yeah, it's nice. It's good. I guess I don't want to say who the character is, but you might be able to tell. He's a
little far behind on Amazing Superman.
He's a robot man with ties to kryptonite. Yeah, exactly. It's the absolute that guy.
Nice.
So it's good, and it was. I don't remember how many issues ago it was that they teased that he was going to show up eventually, and here he is. But yeah, solid.
Nice.
Talking about more solid contemporary DC comics, Batman number 12 comes out tomorrow. Let's see what Zach says. Absolute Superman took some time to get going, but it kind of feels like it was written for the trade and worked better that way up to now. I agree. I actually wasn't in love with Superman early on.
No.
It really wasn't until they got over that first arc, which was like 15 issues, I think, where he was like fighting Ra's al Ghul. And I much preferred the second arc with Hawkman and Shazam. I thought that was more interesting.
Okay.
Also, because and I did like the Brainiac stuff. Because I know Brainiac did show up kind of early, but at like 6 or 7, issue 6 or 7.
That.
But that was, I think, the first moment where I felt like it was a Superman villain, like an actual Superman character getting involved, and not just all these random DC characters. Although that being said, I mean, Hawkman and Shazam are kind of just random DC characters, but I like the way they fit into the Absolute Superman book.
They're a little more definitively like DC Universe general than like Ra's al Ghul is definitely a Batman.
He's like
villain.
fully a Batman villain.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I agree. That was a little odd, but I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with Absolute Lex Luthor. Because I'm kind of shocked that we're 22 issues in and they haven't even. I mean, they introduced him, but like he's not had his moment. You know what I mean? So yeah, it'll be interesting. But anyway, Batman. Issue 12, we're introduced to. Is it Alfred's niece?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's niece.
I think it's niece. I want to say niece.
She just showed up in the last issue of Batman.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
That was her like cameo, and this is her first story appearance.
Yes.
Verity Pennyworth. And I can't help but get flashbacks to the Batman and Robin movie where Alicia Silverstone plays Batgirl, and she is Alfred Pennyworth's niece. Like she shows up, and I wonder. I can't help but wonder if Matt Fraction is like purposely playing into that joke because
so there's going to be a new Bat.
I don't think she will. I think she's definitely supposed to be the new Butler. And who knows if she'll be a permanent staple or not. But I like the character. She's kind of fun.
Did you read this issue?
I did read this issue. Yeah, it's a good. I like the dynamic between Batman and Robin, Damian and Bruce. I guess I don't want to show too much from this issue. There's a lot that happens in it, but it's basically a lot of time is devoted to just showing off all these different assassins that just show up in Gotham to do their assassin work.
Okay.
And there's kind of ostensibly a little bit of a mystery of like why they're all here. And it's solid. Matt Fraction's Batman run has been really good.
Yes, it has.
And I do appreciate the way each issue, like talking about Absolute Superman, I appreciate that each issue, it feels like a complete story, but it's also a small piece of a bigger whole.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which I don't think enough comics can pull that off successfully these days.
No, it's tough. I mean, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
forget what I was gonna say on
Yeah.
that, but
There is one little. I'm gonna point this out just because I'm I know Matt Fraction is like kind of a. I'm just showing off all these spoilers in here. Matt Fraction is a pop culture junkie kind of guy, I think. And there's a good little dialogue bubble here where so the Batman's having a fight in an elevator, and then they show the people waiting for the elevator, and one of the characters says, "Push the button, Frank." Now, if you are somebody who spent an inordinate amount of time watching the classic cable TV show Mystery Science Theater 3000, you might instantly read that line of dialogue in Dr. Clayton Forrester's voice, which I did.
yeah.
I don't know if that was done on purpose, but that was literally like his catchphrase at the end of every episode, "Push the button, Frank." So I can't help but think that that was supposed to be like a tiny little inside joke to Matt Fraction.
Oh, man. Was Matt Fraction at San Diego?
He was,
You
yeah, he
could
was.
ask him.
This issue hadn't come out yet.
True.
Otherwise, I would have. He was at the Eisners. I
nice.
didn't talk to him, but I saw him. And if this issue had come out, I would have charged him. I would have pulled him away from the group of people he was talking to, and I would have said, "I demand to know if this is a reference to Mystery Science Theater 3000, specifically seasons 1 through 6 that had Frank Conniff on it, where he played Frank."
Okay.
Because after he left the show from season 7 through 10, they didn't say "push the button, Frank." So that's me just info dumping completely pointless stuff that has nothing to do with comic books. All right, let's talk about some more comic books. You know what? Let's do next. We're going to talk about the Dead Man, and let's go grab our special guest. Until that happens, I'm going to briefly show off another comic that I really love, 100 Bullets. This is one of my absolute favorite comics of all time. Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Russo. It's just such a beautiful, cool crime comic. Let's put that down on the downscope. There we go. And I really like that this is all in black and white, so you can really just soak in Edward Russo's art. It's just so cool. And we talked about this when the previous issue came out. It's very, I think the word is timely. I mean, the title of it is The U.S. of Anger, so you might not be surprised that there's a lot of cool political crime drama in it. Okay, my good friend Abby, who does not normally get to work on Tuesdays anymore, is here. A special guest appearance by Abby Pfizer. We're all excited. Give it up for Abby in the comments. Do you have your microphone turned on? Okay, now your microphone is turned on. You flip it on. So I'm very excited for you to talk about The Dead Man because I haven't had a chance to read this issue yet. You did?
Yes.
Okay, so I know you've been loving this series. What did you think of this issue?
I really loved it. I brought in my Christian Ward variant cover to show off.
That's for issue 3?
Yes.
Okay.
So Christian Ward, one of my favorite artists, has done a variant cover for this issue. He has done some amazing work. He did Batman City of Madness and other things like that. So I had to grab the variant to show everyone. Deadman 3 follows some events that happened in 2 where Deadman is looking for the grimoire that will showcase the demons that have been stealing souls before they can pass on. In issue 3, they are traveling into hell. And so there's the 9 circuits, I think, that they talk about. So there's like the button, the coin, the clock, the sun, negative space. That's all talking about the different layers. And so they're traveling through, and each page is one layer.
Oh,
so
nice.
In the next page you turn to, we see the first layer, the coin, and then the clock.
I really like the way the art style kind of changes based on that.
Each one it does.
Oh, what a beautiful comic! This is so cool.
And then, as you saw in the previous the ribcage image of it, there was one that was just words, and reading.
Oh yeah, there it is, and that's
the.
Oh, I skipped that. There it is. That's this page here.
And as you notice in the side panel, that is the art of the main villain for this arc.
Yes.
And it actually details part of his origin, because I know everyone was wondering, like, who is he? Why is he the villain? Apparently, he escaped the Nuremberg trials.
Oh, okay. So we got a Nazi as the villain. Nice.
And he's like eternally young, so he sells a soul or a part of it to become young, so he eats the souls. And Deadman is trying to figure out if the people who is eating the souls is a hellspawn, because that's what the last page of issue 2 was talking about, where he was interrupting Ramakrishna to talk about that, hey, it's a hellspawn.
Yeah.
And I won't say what the ending of number 3 details.
No spoilers.
What I honestly loved was how the art changed each page of Hell. And the writing so far has been great, maybe a little word heavy, but it's the kind of book that kind of needs it.
I agree. I have heard at least one friend customer complain that it was too wordy, and I don't know. I like to read comics. Like, if it's really good, then, there's no amount of words is too many words. If it's really well written, and this is really well written.
I agree, and I love in the last issue, the team up with Plastic Man and Batman that appeared, and they're doing some awesome vintage kind of looking styles for arts that's come out. So like Metamorpho has been one. Like, I like that they're showing these obscure characters and they're not doing it in this big crossover way.
That DC, that's one of the things I've been championing DC about, is they've done a good job at just kind of embracing some of their oddball characters and just letting creators tell oddball stories about them. And like you said, they don't just show up for the big event crossover. Like, they get to have their moment in their story.
And that's what I'm excited about with Deadman, as well as like Clayface getting his own miniseries. Two-Face, the one that Christian Ward did, had come out, and it's so different because Marvel, they like to do series on the favorite characters of everyone has, but there's ones that haven't shown up in a while that I feel like could be shown. And
I agree. I will see. I think there's been a lot of big changes at Marvel recently. New editor-in-chief, so I think maybe a year or two down the line we might finally see some changes at Marvel that's really gonna turn their ship around, because I think DC's been killing it lately. Things like Deadman, like you said, it's a great book. This is from W. Maxwell Prince and Martin Morazzo. They are the artists, their creative team, Ice Cream Man, and I really like that. It's Ice Cream Man is a weird indie horror book, and I like that somebody at DC was like, hey, let's see what those guys can do with our characters, and they do really cool stuff. So good.
And they picked Deadman, which I know he popped up in a Nightwing series, and he was involved in Night Terrors, the DC crossover in 2023. But he's just, I like him because he's a ghost.
Exactly. He's a cool character, and he's something that, like, I feel like a lot of people don't know what to do with him, because his power is basically possessing people. And I appreciate that this story here is just getting into the weirdness of being somebody who exists in the between worlds, like not in the afterlife, in this like purgatory space.
And there was a great scene in this one with Lucifer and Deadman. He bribes Lucifer by giving him crayons so that he can color.
Nice.
But I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait for the next issue already.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, let's see. Zach says Marvel needs a big change for sure. I was so excited to see the announcements about the Demon and Jonah Hex. Yes. I'm very excited for the Demon.
I didn't get to talk to you about that.
It looks great. It's going to be good.
Because it's I noticed the art style. I don't remember who it was.
I don't have the name on the tip of my tongue, but it's somebody that I absolutely want to see drawing the Demon.
And I was hoping that Etrigan would show up in this issue of Deadman, since they're going to hell, but I was not disappointed, but I didn't get what I wanted.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Anyway, so thank you, Abby. Let's
go
grab.
Sam
those are yours. Yeah, go grab Sam, and he and I can talk about
old man stuff.
Yeah, old man comics. Hey, speaking of old man comics, we have the Energon universe is continuing with Mask. The '80s toy lines are back, baby. And yep, I am enjoying this. I don't want to spoil too much, but this issue does introduce yet another 80s toy property, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it is if you follow the news online, you probably have already read spoilers about it. But you know what, I think it's kind of cool that Robert Kirkman is able to pull this off fairly effectively, just blending all of these like disparate 80s toys together into a coherent story. I don't know if I would have believed it could happen until I seen it happen. As I was just explaining in Mask issue 3, there's yet another 80s toy line introduced that's a part of the Energon universe. I know these announcements have been made in the news, so if you follow that, you're probably already aware. But still, like I try to avoid that type of, even though I probably shouldn't because it's part of my job. I don't stay that far ahead because I like to read the stories.
Yeah.
And I got to this moment, I was like, oh, really? We're going there. Like, just introducing another classic 80s toy line is issue 3, just like that.
Nice.
But yeah, solid. Energon Universe has been really good. All right, Sam, you're back. Let's see. What's something else you read that you want to talk about?
Do you have any preference of the two that you'd rather talk about?
Let's go with Neighborhood Watch.
Yeah, I love this book. Absolutely love this book.
You've been singing its praises every month that it comes out.
Yes, because we both read the first issue.
Yes,
we read it and talked about it on the stream, and we both talked about how, if I remember correctly, we were like, that was really good, but the ending was like, I wanted a different direction out of that.
Yes,
and then I feel like, I don't know if we talked about it on a stream or not, but the second issue course corrected that completely.
You told me that, yeah.
Yes, and it became about, like, I don't want to spoil it for people who want to read the book, but it's just like, there are implications about all the characters and their possible misdeeds and misdoings and stuff like that. It's a really intricate web that the writer's weaving between all these different characters in the two respective communities that are just drastically different.
Is it one of those stories where, like, everybody involved is like a little guilty in some way? You know, like they all have their own secrets.
So, like, guilty to the crime at hand, I feel like the answer is no.
Okay.
But guilty to their own respective crimes.
That's more of what I mean. Like, everybody's got some skeletons in the closet.
Everybody's got some skeletons.
And the big event of the first issue is kind of causing it all to come out, in some way. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know how many issues of this series are solicited, but it feels like it's going to end at 5.
I think that's pretty standard. But yeah, so high recommendation from Sam.
Recommendation.
Okay.
Yes, I love this book.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Another book that I really, really enjoyed. I won't say I loved it, but I really, really liked it. Very different from Neighborhood Watch is Realligator.
Okay.
This is another Bad Idea comic. This is from Robert Venditti and is it Brockton McKinney? This is the same creative team that did Dingoliath like a few months ago.
Yeah.
Which what I like about this comic is the simplicity. It's just kind of a lighthearted monster story. And so Dingoliath was the story of a dingo that got mutated and turned into a Godzilla-type kaiju.
Yeah.
And so this one, I also really like the puns of the titles.
Supposed to be Reanimator?
Exactly. Okay. You got it. Yeah. Like it's because I was reading it and I'm like, oh, that's a nice pun, like real and alligator.
Yeah.
And I didn't put it together right away. I feel kind of dumb. I'm like,
no.
Oh, Realligator. It rhymes with Reanimator. So yeah, it's basically like zombie alligator.
Cool.
And it's good. It's fun. I like this art style. It's very expressive while being I don't know what you would call it. Just like a simple cartooning, but
Yeah.
it really gets.
But it's got a range.
It's got a exactly. It's got a
Yeah.
range. Exactly. Yeah, like this. And I also like that the majority of the story is just told visually. Like there's not a lot of talking, which means you can fly through it pretty quickly. But it's really good comics. Like it's just nice to read something different too. I love a good horror comedy. Like Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness are like my favorite movies ever made.
Yeah.
So and Reanimator itself is a really good movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Yes, I've seen it.
It's great.
That's a wild one.
All right.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I get what these guys are going for, and I enjoy it. So yeah, Bad Idea. Definitely check out Realligator. Okay, I got two comics here, and one of them is related to the last comic that you have.
Yes, it is.
So let's talk about yours first.
Have you been reading? I think I asked you this. And
I have not been reading Captain America.
Captain America,
but I hear
number
it's pretty
14.
good.
So this is by Chip Zdarsky,
Mm-hmm.
and so currently Cap Steve Rogers is in hell.
Oh man, this is the second. This is the second comic we've talked about on this stream where the main character is in hell. The previous was Dead Man. A little bit more appropriate for Dead Man to be in hell. What is Captain America doing in hell?
So currently he's in a coma in the real world because of the events of Avengers Armageddon, or I should say before Avengers Armageddon, kind of leading up to it. And Doom is there because he's dead. And Doom and some other characters from hell are trying to dethrone Mephisto.
Okay.
And they're trying to get somebody from hell to replace him and be a more benevolent ruler. And Steve is like, this seems like a good cause. Maybe I should join them.
Sure.
So he does. There are a bunch of other characters who are currently dead who show up. The last issue they revealed, it was kind of a deep cut character from Doom's past, who he had I don't know if it's Valeria, the namesake of Valeria Richards Valeria.
Okay.
But there is a Valeria in
Valeria, yeah.
Yeah, and in the last issue they revealed Red Skull also.
Oh, nice.
So Red Skull, his backstory in hell is pretty funny because he doesn't believe he belongs in hell.
Sure, yeah, because he's that's his whole thing is he believes what he was doing was righteous.
He thinks it's a Mephisto trick.
Yeah,
and so yeah.
But also, if there was any Marvel villain that would absolutely end up in hell, it would be Red Skull.
Yeah. So he's got an army of his people who used to work for him and stuff. They're all demons now.
Okay.
And Steve's trying to lead this righteous cause to I guess better hell
and make hell just a little bit more pleasant.
Tolerable.
Yeah, a more tolerant hell. That's what we need. Yeah, a progressive tolerant hell.
It's been really good. I've been really enjoying this run a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't, like that. It seems like it could be filler or filler potential. No, it's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does this have anything to do with the Armageddon event that they've been teasing? I see the banner here. Armageddon assembles now. What does that mean?
It's just kind of what Cap's doing at the time. I don't really think it has any bearings currently on what's going on in Armageddon. Not that I can see, but yeah, I've really been enjoying it.
No, all right. Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of Captain America and righteous causes, I did pick up and read not strictly a Captain America, but What If Captain America.
Oh.
And this is so first of all, I have a complaint.
You do?
I do. I don't like the trade dress on this. I don't like that their What If books are now just What If character, and as opposed to What If the title,
right?
And which you can see on the spine here is same Steve Rogers, same. Yeah, that's right, Adam. But I don't like that the actual title is on the edge here, which is What If Captain America was revived in 2099.
Okay.
Just put that on the title. Just say What If Captain America was revived in 2099.
Yeah.
But anyway, I picked this up because as an old guy, I read the 2099 books back in the 90s. And this is also a book written and drawn by old guys. It's written by Mark Guggenheim, art by Ron Lim.
Okay.
They were doing comics back in the 90s. And so I have kind of a soft spot for 2099, and it's pretty much exactly what you think it's going to be.
Okay.
They thaw out Captain America because if you've read any of the 2099 books, you know it's a pretty bleak place.
Yeah.
And so the setting is basically like, we need a hero, we need a symbol that can unite the people, you know, to fix the horrors of the future. You know, it's pretty standard.
Right.
One of the things I did like is there's kind of this alternate past, because this is, you know, the original 2099 books, that was just the future or a future of the then current Marvel comics, you know. And so this one is like, well, what if Captain America wasn't thought out in the past, you know?
Yeah.
And so he doesn't exist in this history, like this 2099 history. And so like they make a reference to Civil War, and it's Iron Man versus Thor. And honestly, I was reading this and I was like, I kind of want more of that, please.
No
like I want more of, because like Thor, if you remember, during Civil War, Thor was, well, he was dead. He like wasn't around, and so they kind of like teased him in the background for a while. I don't remember exactly how that happened.
The android Thor, I believe, killed Goliath, and that's when stuff started to really go downhill for Tony.
Yeah. But yeah, that was I was like, yeah, I want Civil War, but with Thor.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
What if Thor fought? So maybe they did do that. I don't know.
What would they call that? What if Thor? And then what
if Thor fought in the Civil War? Yeah. I don't know. But this was like I don't know what you like, a comfort comic. Where it's like I was like, this is kind of like reading an old What If from 1995. Cool. So I appreciate it. I won't tell you that it's mind blowing or anything. It does exactly what you expect it to do. They revive Captain America, and he is Captain America. You know, like he gives a speech. It's a little prescient, you might say. It's a little they might be talking about current events, but you know what, it plays nicely. So solid issue. Okay, we got one more book we're going to talk about, and I saved this for last because it's actually the book I'm the absolute most excited about. I loved this comic. Of course, I'm talking about Fort Psycho by Matt Kindt and Brian Hurt, both two St. Louis creators.
Nice.
We sing the praises of Matt Kindt on this stream quite often. I am a big fan of his. And man, this book. So first of all, this cover is so striking. Like, it really jumps out at you.
Yeah.
And I don't think it even picks up accurately on the camera. Like, because they so one of the things I made sure I did while I was in San Diego Comic-Con was attend the panel for Flux House Studios, which is Matt and Brian. Okay. And they talked about the process that went into making this comic. And there's a specific layered printing process that they did to give this cover this like weird, unique day glow look to it, which I said doesn't really pick up on camera. Like, you're not really seeing the like the weird doubling effect
or the details on his face.
Because there's a weird, like I said, it's a weird like doubling effect. It looks like, but it has the effect of like a blacklight poster, kind of, very, very cool comic. The high concept for this is a very simple, easy sell, but only if you're familiar with kind of old, weird, obscure things. It is G.I. Joe, not that obscure, but it is old. G.I. Joe meets The Prisoner, the television show The Prisoner from the 60s. Are you familiar with that at all?
Familiar with that at all.
It's a weird, kind of surreal, psychedelic show. It only went like 9 episodes, I think.
Okay.
Where the main character, I think he was like a James Bond type spy, or he like did some kind of like, he was some kind of secret agent, and he wakes up one day and he's just on this island prison, it's a city.
Okay.
And it's just like he's assigned a number, and everybody that lives in that city, they just are prisoners there. Oh. And they've just all learned to just get on because all their needs are taken care of. And it's like, what's the big deal? We all just have to figure out. And then everybody has like a secret past because they all, Anyway, that's The Prisoner. There's a little bit, once you kind of get the idea of what Fort Psycho is, you start to learn what it, like the connection to The Prisoner, because the setup is very G.I. Joe. You have like terrorist organization, this character, the Blue Bishop, despite the fact that he wears red. And then you have the it's called SAW, SAW, and they're the GI Joe characters, and their covert operations become public, and a big debacle happens, and a bunch of civilians get killed, and so the government decides to disband SAW. Everybody that was a part of it is arrested and sent to Prison Island. And it turns out to just be this wonderful paradise where they're taken care of. And it's like, like this design a lot. Like just kind of, it's like a billionaire's country club kind of thing where it's like, nah, you just live out the rest of your life here. There is then a twist, and I'm not going to spoil it, but there is like a really nice kind of final page twist that sets up where the thrust of the plot is going. But man, this comic was great. As somebody who really likes G.I. Joe a lot, and I enjoy the show The Prisoner, just because it's weird. It's such a weird '60s like pop culture thing. There was. I love when comics do diagrams of locations. Me too. That's I used to do that. I used to draw like giant elaborate like diagrams. I don't know what you call that. Like not I can't even think of the medical term where you like bisected. I think where you like can see the like it's like a half a person.
Like the cross section.
Yeah, cross section. I don't know. Anyway. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is a great looking comic, really cool art, lots of action, fun. A little bit of a, like Matt Kint. He's a little bit of a sneaky guy. He likes his super spies and his surreal psychedelic stuff. There's just enough of that in here, like just enough of a tease. It's not full on mind management, which is like just
very much the mental,
very much mental, mental freak, mind freak. But I love this comic. I cannot wait for the rest of the issues. I hope it is an ongoing comic. I deeply regret not asking them that when I talked to them at San Diego Comic-Con. I hope it better not be like a 5-issue series, because this has the potential to just like be a cool ongoing comic, because you could just tell endless stories with this endless amount of characters, because like G.I. Joe has 1 million characters, and they definitely lean into that, where like every character is like a specialist of something, and that's like their job in the group. So great comic, highly recommend it. It looks like unlike anything else you see on the shelf, like this cover, and it's very, very cool. And this cover is great. I love this screaming guy and the bullets flying everywhere. And I like that like you don't see the gun, but you see like this muzzle flash.
Yeah.
And this looks very similar to some of the art design on the G.I. Joe card stock, like the card boxes. So it's just like little subtle things. Yeah. I asked them who their favorite G.I. Joe was, and it turned into a long conversation of how do you define that, like favorite G.I. Joe character, like from the team G.I. Joe, or favorite Cobra or whatever. Brian Hurt, the artist, he said his favorite character was Firefly.
Okay.
Who's the not demolitions, but he's like a commando explosives expert, I guess. So I guess that would be demolitions. Fire. He's pyro guy. He starts fires. Firefly.
Fire guy. Yeah.
And I think Matt Kemp said Snake Eyes. Which
fair.
Snake Eyes is awesome.
Yeah.
So maybe Storm Shadow. They might have. We kind of talked in circles around it because there's a lot of cool Joes. Anyway, so like I said, I can't recommend Fort Psycho enough. Really, really good. That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right.
Right on.
Well, we're going to call it there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Congratulations, Zach, on getting that free Detective Comics. And if you're watching this after the fact, just keep in mind that we'll be probably doing stuff like this in future episodes. I've got a lot of cool old facsimiles that rather than put them in the dollar bin, I'd like to just give them out to people. So check out the stream. We're not going to necessarily do it first thing, so I might pepper it in, like you got to watch the stream. But anyway, we're going to leave it there. I'm Aaron. This is Sam. We're here at Fantasy Books and Games. Come on down, buy some comics, and we're out of here. We're going to leave it like that. All right, see you all later. Bye.